Geez. Finally, y'all. Finally. I've been trying to get this thing working for the longest. The website just crashed for playback, but we here, y'all. We are here. What's going on, people? What is going on? As you know, I'm in New York, so I can't really watch this next game, but I'm watching it on my broadcast here. Hopefully, everybody can see me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. What up? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. Took me forever. Like I couldn't get on the playback website. It kept freezing the web page. And then finally I got through. So we here. Hopefully y'all can see me. Y'all can hear me. Let me know. That sound good? Cool. Perfect. I was trying to log in for like 10 minutes, trying to get in. Web page was just frozen. I don't even know if I got the starting lineups right. This thing just got me all upset. But we gonna work with it. I'll fix it on the fly here. What up, y'all? But it's the Knicks versus the Heat. Knicks versus Heat. This is the third matchup of the season already. Both teams have won on their home floors. Game is in Miami at the Kaseya Center. I'm looking forward to this one. If you're watching on playback, you won't be able to watch because well, I'm not able to watch on playback because it's blacked out, but I'm watching it here on my secondary screen. So we're going back to the old-fashioned way of me doing watch-alongs. Who's starting? I didn't even get to see the starting lineup. I was so busy trying to fix that. Let me. I know. Let's see. I'm scrolling down on the Twitter to see. Landry starting. Landry getting the start. All right, cool. Thank you. McBride, Shamit, Bridges. I thought they were gonna go with Josh. So this was my assumption. Landry, Shamit, Bridges, Cat. So the starting lineup is McBride, Shamit, Bridges, Cat, and Mitchell Robinson. And then off the bench, Josh Hart comes off the bench, so I'll put Josh in now. All right, cool. I made that sub on my screen, so you guys should be able to see that. Mitchell, Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, Pella Larson, Andrew Wiggins, and Khalil Ware. All right, cool. So of course I got the Heat one right. Of course I got the Heat one right. What's up, Sierra? What up? All right, broadcast is about to kick off for me. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Sorry about the delay. But what can I say? This playback is giving more problems than it's worth, so I may back off that. All right, and we're off. Jump ball has started. Heat start off with possession. They're wearing their black Miami Vice jerseys. That's the sky blue with the pink. Khalil Ware with the ball. Handoff to Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins off the curls. Goes behind the back. Attacks Cat. Picks up his dribble. Nowhere to go. Gets it over to Davion. Down the hill. Goes up for the right hand layup. Mitchell Robinson deters it. It's a miss by Davion. Miles McBride with the ball. He's at the point guard here. Gets it over to Cat. Guarded by Davion Mitchell. They send a late double over to Davion. Over to Shamit. Shamit had like 36 last game, and he misses the mid-range jump shot. Mitchell Robinson tips it over to Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins with the ball, left to right crossover into the paint, throws up the layup, and he's short. Khalil Ware gets the rebound, double clutches, he misses, tip rebound, and Mitchell Robinson gets the rebound. Ball with McBride over to Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges, Mikal Bridges, excuse me, gets it over to Miles Bridges. He knocks down a three, and Knicks are on the board first, 3-0. Pella Larson over to Davion Mitchell. Mitchell over to Pella Larson. He drives, spins back to the right, throws up the floater, and he banks it in. So Pella Larson off the glass. He gets the bank shot in. Ball in play with Mikal Bridges. Over to Mitchell Robinson. Over to Miles Bridges. Oh boy. Miles McBride, excuse me. I got to get used to these Knicks players. Pass down the Cat. It gets tipped away, but they call a late foul. Late foul on the Heat. Miles McBride, Mikal Bridges. Too many M's. So ball stays with the Knicks here. I may have to change the chat settings. because it's a little bit ahead of me, but we'll get to it. Ball gets deflected out. Davion comes with a late double, but it stays with the Knicks here. Ball over to Shamit. Shamit over to Mitchell Robinson. 7 on the clock. Over to Miles McBride. Goes between the legs. Attacks left. Gets into the paint. Nowhere to go. He just turns. Shoots. Oh, and he knocks it down. Tough shot by Miles McBride. And he has the first 5 here for the Knicks. It's 5-2. Ball quickly up court with the Heat. Ball gets... It's a jump ball between Cat and Andrew Wiggins, the ex-Minnesota Timberwolves. So they'll have a jump ball here on the Heat side of the court here. Jump ball between Wiggins and Cat wins the tip easily, gets it over to Shamit. Landry Shamit with the ball here. Shamit, probe dribble, throws it over to Cat. Karl Anthony Towns, right side of the court, has Davion Mitchell on him, gets it over to McBride, over to Shamit, left side to Mikal Bridges, attacks from the left side of the court, pump fakes, draws the foul on Kel'el Ware. And Mikal Bridges will go to the line for 2 free throws. The Heat have to find a way to prevent that switch. Cat is looking to get that switch of Davion Mitchell on him. Then the Heat have to bring a double team over, and that puts the Heat in a lot of rotation. So they have to find a way to clear that up. Okay, Mike Brown, coach of the Knicks, is 6'2". Mikal Bridges knocks down the first free throw. Second one is up, and he knocks them both down. 7-2 is the score. Ball in play here with the Heat. 7-2. Heat have only had 1 field goal made here in the first 3 minutes of this game. Wiggins out to Pelle Larsson for 3, and he misses. Cat with the rebound. Heat missing 5 of their first 6. Cat on the attack on Pelle Larsson, goes across the lane, tries to go glass and misses. Larsson with the rebound, gets it over to Wiggins. Wiggins on the attack, Euro step, and lays it in past 2 Knicks. Andrew Wiggins with his first basket of the game. It's 7-4. Ball over to Shamit. Shamit attacks baseline, gets cut off up top to Mitchell Robinson to Mikal Bridges from the left wing 3, and he buries it. 10-4 Knicks. Norman Powell, sidestep, off balance 3, and it's off. Kel'el Ware chases down the long rebound, throws it out to Davion. Over to Andrew Wiggins, back up top to Davion. Davion on the quick attack, goes cross over to Pelle Larsson. Nobody near him. He shoots the 3, and he buries it. Pelle Larsson cashes out from 3, and it's 10-7. I gotta close my apps on my phone. I'm getting notifications from this game. Mikal Bridges with the ball. Mikal gets it over to Mitchell Robinson. Over to Shamit. Shamit comes off the screen. Shamit gets under the basket, throws a ball wild reverse. Kel'el Ware with the rebound. And gets it over to Davion. Over to Norman Powell. Norman Powell attacks Bridges, goes up with the left-hand layup, and he lays it in. 10-9. Heat down by 1. 8 minutes to go here. McBride gets it over to Shamit. Looking for Cat down on the left-hand side of the court. In the post against Wiggins. Cat backs him down. They send a late double over. Cat under the basket. Cat has to throw up the hook shot. Rolls off. Kel'el Ware taps it over to Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, top of the key here. With a live dribble, he steps back for 3 over Cat for the lead, and he misses. Mitchell Robinson with the rebound. Over to Miles McBride. Taps it off McBride's knee and out of bounds. Turnover. Norman Powell with the nice tip off of his knee there. Ball in play here with Pelle Larsson. Heat down by 1, 7:25 to go here. Pelle Larsson Gets it over to Norman Powell. Norman Powell on the attack. Norman Powell down the lane, takes a bump, throws up the floater, can't get it. Wiggins with the tip over to Ware. Ware in the paint gets bumped. He throws it up, and he knocks it down. Heat take their first lead of the game. 11-10. Heat on top. Cat, top of the key three, and he misses. Pelle Larsson with the rebound. He gets it over to Norman Powell, left side of the court. Norm up top to Davion. Davion guarded by Mikal Bridges. Davion on an ISO mode. He goes downhill, throws it out to Pelle Larsson. Over to Wiggins. Right corner to Norman Powell for three. It's off. Cat with the rebound. And Josh Hart has checked into this game. Josh Hart with the ball. In for Mitchell Robinson. So that means Kel'el Ware guards Karl Anthony Towns. Miles McBride out to Hart. Hart handoff to Shamit. Up top to Cat. Cat for three. And he misses. He missed on his first couple threes to open this game here. Wiggins gets downhill, jump stop, throws it up. Ware with the rebound and put back. Kel'el Ware. And a timeout called by the Knicks. Kel'el Ware, Johnny on the spot, gets the rebound and put back. Heat on a 9-0 run here to take a 13-10 lead. 13-10 lead. Salute to the squad. What's going on, people? Hope everybody's well on the Twitch. I think I got the Twitch working today. Twitch is working today. Salute to the Twitch, YouTube, and the playback team. What's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. It's a nice slate here in the NBA tonight. We got Milwaukee and Cleveland over on Peacock. Milwaukee is up by 3 in the second quarter right now. Detroit, the hottest team in the league right now besides the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're like on a 10-game winning streak. They're up by 10 on the Pacers. The Clippers are up 40-30 on the Philadelphia 76ers. Charlotte and Toronto are tied at 11, and then we have a couple more games to start later on tonight. So salute to everybody in the playback. Salute, salute. Knicks are 8-4, looking to win their 9th game of the season. Heat looking to get their 8th win of the season and continue their strong start to the season at home. Heat are currently 5-1 at home. The Knicks have not won an away game so far this season. They are 0-3 on the road. Remember, if you're not familiar, Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby both out for the Knicks. Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero both out for the Miami Heat. All right. Cool. All right. Everything looks decent so far. Cool. Let me make sure everything is working on my end. Yep. I didn't get to prep everything since I couldn't even start the stream, but we here, people. We are here for some Heat basketball. And I got to show a little love to the Knicks. I am from New York, so got to show some love to the Knicks. We're about 30 seconds away from coming back to action. Salute to everybody here. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. We do watch-alongs all season long, so make sure you're a part of the action. I am watching the broadcast on the Miami Heat's broadcast. That's how I like to watch my games, so no offense to the GOAT Mike Breen, and I don't know if Clyde is on the call tonight, but I grew up listening to them on the call. But today we'll be listening to Eric Reed and John Crotty. Ball back in play here with the Miami Heat. Hello. Already with a block shot and 3 offensive rebounds. He did have a talk with Haslam. Udonis Haslam said on the Prime broadcast that he sent a text to him and told him to watch Mitchell Robinson and how he plays. Oh, and he gets a deflection, goes down the lane, and Kel'el Ware with the dunk and has something to say. Kel'el playing with some extra enthusiasm tonight. He said it won't happen again the way he played on Friday, and he's coming out with aggression here. 5 point lead for the Heat, 15-10. Oh, Karl Anthony Towns. That's an offensive foul. He hooks left elbow hooks on Pella Larson's head, trying to spin off. That's an offensive foul by Karl Anthony Towns. Heat on an 11-0 run here. They're showing a replay of the previous play. Kel'el Ware gets a nice deflection on that entry pass, runs the floor, receives it, and skies for the dunk. And it looks like the Heat turned it over as they were showing that commercial. I mean, that replay, and McBride knocks down a three. McBride has 8 of their 13 points in this game so far. Jaime Jaquez Jr. in the game for the Heat. Pella Larson with the ball out to Jaime. Over to Davion for 3. In and out. Diawara with the rebound. He's checked in for the Knicks. The rookie. Diawara comes off the screen, gets it up top to Josh Hart. Josh Hart gets downhill, stops. That's a travel, and they call it. I thought they were going to let it go. He traveled. So Josh Hart with the turnover. 4 turnovers by the Knicks in the first quarter so far. And McBride is their offense right now. McBride is their offense. Ball inbound to the Heat. Triple J with the ball. Jaime Jaquez Jr. Crosses over, gets downhill on Josh Hart's deceleration, and he tries to attack Josh Hart and misses the left hand shot, or you try to go left and bank it off the glass. Didn't succeed there. Josh Hart with the ball comes off the screen, gets downhill. Somebody lost a shoe as Miles McBride for another shot, the high archer from the foul line, and he's up to 10 points here. Ties the game at 15. He has not missed a shot so far. Jaquez over to Norman Powell, guarded by Shamet. Norman dribbles left, pulls up jump shot, didn't make it. And McBride with the ball now. He has not missed a shot. McBride hands it off to Josh Hart. Back to McBride. McBride wide open for 3, and he finally misses the first shot of the game, the easiest one. And ball over to Davion. Davion, no look to Pella Larson. Bullet pass too strong, and it goes out of bounds. Norman Powell will go to the bench. So Cat gets his first break of the game as well. Fontecchio for the Heat checks in. Kel'el Ware goes to the bench as well. So it's Larson, Jovic, Mitchell. As Jordan Clarkson comes off the bench and misses the 3. Fight for the rebound. Won by Pella Larson over Mitchell Robinson. Nikola Jovic. Over to Davion, back to Jovic, back to Davion. Davion for 3, in and out. Robinson with the defensive rebound. Miami 1 for 7 from 3 so far. Ball over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart comes off the screen. Josh Hart gets downhill, stops, tries it. Wow, he throws it up with the right hand on the left-hand side and banks it in. Knicks retake the lead, 17-15. Fontecchio attacks Mitchell Robinson, gets bumped, throws up a reverse layup, can't get it. And a foul here by Jovic going for the offensive rebound. Now the Knicks respond to the 11-0 run with a 7-0 run. As we have a timeout here on the floor. Knicks retake the lead 17-15, 2:59 to go here in the first quarter. Let me see if I can get the box score up so you guys can see. It's been the Mitchell Robinson show, really. Been the Mitchell Robinson show. I mean, the Miles McBride show, excuse me. Miles McBride. The fluorescent colors on the court look like Unrivaled in Miami. Or Unrivaled and Miami Girl, formerly Miami Subs Girl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the Vice look. The Miami Vice look they were going for. All right, there we go. Well, this thing let me. There we go. Take a look at the box score right quick. So you see Karl Anthony Towns yet to score. He's 0 for 4. Mitchell Robinson yet to score. It's been Mikal Bridges with 5 points and Miles McBride with 10. And then you have 2 from Josh Hart. That's their 17 points. For the Heat, you have 2 from Wiggins, 6 from Ware with 6 rebounds. He's already on pace for a double-double. Norman Powell with 2. Davion yet to score 5 for Pella Larson. And then the bench has not scored yet. Heat shooting 14% from 3 on 1 of 7 shooting. The Knicks are 3 for 7 from 3 on 43% shooting. So that's the score, the box score so far. Yeah, it's they've gone back to their Miami Vice colorways. I'm glad. That's always been a nice look. They try they had like 4 straight years of their city editions being like some variation of the sky blue, pink, and either pink and white or black. So they've sort of gone back to what was working. All right, let's get back to the real game about to come back on now. Um, it will be Knicks basketball. I just saw your comment too, though. You're surprised we don't do hack a Mitch? Because we don't have enough bodies to do hack a Mitch. We can't be wasting fouls. We don't have enough bodies there. All right, so Knicks ball to inbound here. Jordan Clarkson and Miles McBride are the backcourt partnership, and they quickly get the ball inbounds. Miles McBride up the court, gets into the paint, and then turns around and dribbles it back out. McBride comes off the screen going right. McBride, he's been the scorer for them. Over to Clarkson. Clarkson pump fakes for 3, gets into the paint, double clutches, goes off glass, tip rebound, fight for it. Mitchell Robinson, offensive rebound, gets stolen by Drew Smith. Drew Smith over to Jaime Jaquez Jr. down the lane and gets fouled there. That was a tough pass by Drew Smith. He get lucky there. When you're undersized, you gotta help out. Everybody has to gang rebound and come down. Mitchell Robinson tries to dribble out and gets the ball stolen. So Heat to inbound here. They get it into Drew Smith. Fontecchio trying to come off the curl. They get it over Jovic for 3, and Nikola Jovic knocks down the left wing 3. And the Heat retake the lead 18-17. First basket of the game for Jovic. Not to be confused with Jokic. McBride into the paint. High arcing jump shot from the foul line is off. Fontecchio over to Jaime Jaquez. He gets downhill, bumps off Josh Hart and throws up the floater. And the Heat up 20-17. Josh Hart left to right crossover over to McBride. McBride back to Josh Hart. They're saying Jaime had 23, 9, and 7 against the Knicks in that loss. Jordan Clarkson with 8 on the clock gets downhill over to McBride. Wide open for 3. Oh, in and out. Fight for the rebound. And Bridges gets the rebound. Josh Hart down the lane, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for free throws. Yes, the Heat's Achilles heel. The offensive rebounds have killed them on Friday against the Knicks, and they're killing them again so far. So Josh Hart will shoot 2 free throws here. Josh Hart, first free throw is up, and he knocks it down. Josh Hart for the second free throw. And he's short. Fight for the rebound. Mitchell Robinson, offensive rebound. The Heat do not have the size out there to match up with him, so he's going to be feasting. Josh Hart for 3, and he tries to go. I don't know if he tried to go glass, but it hits off the glass, and it's a miss. Ball quickly up to the Heat. Jovic down the lane. Throws it out to Fontecchio. Pump fake. Sidesteps for three. And Simone Fontecchio knocks down the left corner three. Heat up 23-18. He's shooting 49% from three on the season. Josh Hart on the drive. Josh Hart into the paint. Throws it over to Bridges. And Bridges down the lane. Goes up for the layup and scores. Mikal Bridges with 7 points here. 23-20. Heat on top. Hawkins with the ball. Guarded by Mitchell Robinson. Gets the screen. Mitchell stays with him, though. Hawkins blows by. Goes with the left-hand layup. He attacks the other side of the basket and scores the left-hand layup on Mitchell Robinson. 25-20. I think Heat may have gotten a delay of game. I don't know what happened there. They have a... Oh, no. There wasn't a delay of game. I'm not sure what they called there, but what a finish there by Hawkins to beat the shot blocker. Heat have 16 of their 25 points in the paint because they're struggling from three. 35 seconds to go here. Miles McBride gets into the paint. Feel like he's played this whole quarter. Oh, spins off on Jovic. Turnaround jump shot is off, and he's gone a little cold here. Miles McBride after scoring his first 4 baskets. Shot clock and game clock's about a 4-second difference here. Drew Smith with the ball at half court. Gets it over to Jaime. Jaime tries to attack. Jaime over to Fontecchio. Fontecchio off the screen. He pump fakes. Has to shoot the three. Line drive three off the rim. And Josh Hart, and they said he steps out of bounds. And they say it's Heat basketball. Oh, they're going to let it go. Josh Hart might have had a point there. It should have been a foul. Sub is happening. Landry Shamet is coming in for Mitchell Robinson. So Mitch to the bench. Shamet comes in for this last second shot. It has some spillage on the court by DJ Khaled and his wife. A drink spilled, a little Chardonnay over there, a little red wine. They cleaned it up, and the ball guys, I can't call them ball boys. The ball guys clean it up. Heat ball, actually. Jovic gets it into Jaime for 3 at the buzzer, and it's off, and that's the end of the first quarter. So the Heat up 25-20 at the end of the first. Heat can't buy a 3 if you gave him the money for it, but they're winning that points in the paint battle, and it's paying dividends so far. 25-20. All right, let's take a look at the box score while we have some time. I need to put this back in live mode. There we go. Let's refresh this. A little behind here. I need to hide this stuff. This thing is... There we go. Hide. There we go. Scores 25-20. Heat on top 5 at the end of the first. Karl-Anthony Towns struggled in that first quarter. 8 minutes, no points, 0 for 4. Mitchell Robinson, 5 rebounds. Hasn't scored. That's not his job, really. Mikal Bridges with 7. Shamet with none after having 36 the other night. Miles McBride with 10. See, starting plays a little bit of a role, whether you're starting or coming off the bench. Starting puts a little pressure on you to produce, and I know it's early, but he hasn't been doing it so far. Diawara came in for some minutes, no points. Josh Hart with the only points off the bench for the Knicks. 3 points and 3 turnovers for him, though. They're shooting 35% from the field, 33% from 3, 75% from the line with 6 turnovers in that first quarter. For the Miami Heat, you got Andrew Wiggins with 2, Kel'el Ware with 6 points and 6 boards. He also has a block and a steal in this game. Norman Powell with 2, Davion yet to score. Pella Larson with 5 and 4 rebounds. For the Heat off the bench, Fontecchio with 3, Hawkins Jr. with 4, 3 for Jovic. Heat shooting 39% from the field, 27% from three. And they have not shot a free throw in this game. They also have 2 turnovers as a team. And it was 16 points in the paint of their 25. So we're in halftime right now. Salute to everybody here on the playback, on the YouTube, on the Twitch. Salute, salute, salute. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Right? Second quarter about to start. And the Knicks start off with possession. Knicks with the ball. Sorry, I'm trying to fix something here. This thing is just in the way. Knicks with it. Karl-Anthony Towns finds Jordan Clarkson on a nice cut. And Clarkson lays it in for his first basket of the game. 25-22, Heat on top. Drew Smith over to Jaquez Jr. Over to Andrew Wiggins, who's checked back in. Looking for Fontecchio, comes off the screen, but they call a foul here on illegal screen by Jaime Jaquez Jr. Ball in play here with Jordan Clarkson. Clarkson handoff to Shamit. Those two went crazy. They think they had like 50 points combined, 60 points combined on Friday. Shamit off the handoff, fires for three, can't get it. And Jovic with another foul on Josh Hart, trying to go for the rebound. He was trying to box out instead of going for the basketball. So Knicks retain possession here. Jovic with a nice defensive play. He tips it out of bounds. Knicks retain possession in that same area there. Gets it into Hart. Hart, right side of the court, right in front of the Knicks bench. Eyes up Jovic. Gets to switch. They throw it over to Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges out to Hart. Hart pump fakes for three. Gets downhill. Left hand layup is up. And good. And Jaquez Jr. inbounds the ball there. Andrew Wiggins over to Jaime Jaquez Jr. He gets downhill, shoots the floater over Hart, and it trickles off. Rebound to Karl-Anthony Towns. Knicks with a chance to retake the lead here with Shamit. Over to Towns. Towns pump fakes for three, gets downhill. Ball gets stripped from behind, and it goes out of bounds. That was a clean strip by Wiggins. That would have been an easy layup. Ball over to Shamit, off the catch, the shot, and the lead. Landry Shamit with his first basket of the game. Knocks down to three. And the Knicks take a 2-point lead. Heat struggling so far in this second quarter. Ball gets stripped by Hart from behind, and Wiggins loses the ball. Hart over to Clarkson. Clarkson downhill, goes up for the layup, and he scores. And then the Knicks on a nice run here. They've taken a 4-point lead, 29-25. 9 straight points for the Knicks here. Ball over to Jovic. Jovic pump fakes. Cross court to Wiggins. Over to Fontecchio for three. And Fontecchio, the Italian stallion, knocks down the three and makes it a 1-point game. 29-28, Knicks on top. Mikal Bridges off the screen. Finds Shamit. Shamit on the drive. Gets cut off. Throws it up. And they call a blocking foul by Jovic. That's another foul by Jovic. Third foul on Nikola Jovic. They're showing a replay of the previous three by Simone Fontecchio. Liz, what's going on? Salute, salute. Good to see you, Liz. Hope all is well. Who is that? Shamit misses the free throw, excuse me. Good to see you, Liz. Hope all is well. Let me move my chat over here. I'm so busy looking at the game. The chat's on the whole other side of the screen. Second free throw is up, and Shamit knocks down the second, makes it a 2-point lead for the Knicks, 30-28. Ball over to Hawkins Jr. Left side of Wiggins. Wiggins, no hesitation for three, and it's an air ball. I don't know what type of shot that was. Hart with the ball. Hart hands it off to Clarkson. Clarkson on the attack. It's downhill. Double clutches. Goes glass. Can't get it. Wiggins with the rebound. Heat with a chance to tie or take the lead with a three here. Hawkins finds Keshad Johnson. Oh, he was too far under the basket. Pump fakes. Gets it stripped. Goes up. Oh, he smokes the layup. But it goes all the way out to Drew Smith for three. And he's off the back rim. Rebound. Clarkson with the ball. Finds a cutting Mikal Bridges. Double clutches. Gets fouled and scores. So the Heat blow a layup on one end, give up a layup on the other, and goes to the line for the three-point play. So Mikal Bridges, he got raked across the face there, trying to go for that block. Oh, so that Shamit three, that was a three. They knocked it down to a two. I guess his toe was on the line after review. So it's a 3-point Knicks lead, 31-28. So Shamit's three was a two. Hey Beulah, what's going on? How's my night? It was cool. I had to today is my day off, so I was just a bum around the house. So it was cool. Good to see you in the chat. Um he misses the free throw, Mikal Bridges. Over to Keshad Johnson for three, and he misses. Towns with 8 rebounds already. Pass down to Mikal Bridges against Drew Smith, spins off him and dunks it. That was too easy. So it's 33-28. Knicks just with mismatches all over the court right now. Anybody can get you a bucket. Wiggins in the paint against Clarkson, shoots the floater over him. Keshad Johnson can't get the tip rebound, and Knicks have possession here. Knicks on a 14-3 run. They were down 25-20 at the end of the first quarter, and they've turned this game around. Drew Smith over to Fontecchio for another three, and Simone, the Italian stallion, cashes out for three and makes it a 2-point deficit for the Heat. Timeout called. Heat down to 33-31. Simone Fontecchio cashing out from three. I think this is his third three of the game, and nothing but the bottom of the net. 3 triples in 4 straight games for the Italian stallion. Beulah said, "Is this my first season doing NBA streams?" Yeah, it's my first season. My first season doing NBA stream. So I've done probably 4 or 5 already. All right, Conlan, and trying to do your best Clyde Frazier impression. Let's take a look at the box score while we have some time here. They're in a timeout right now. Mads, what's up? You on the main again? Was good. 33-31. Andrew Wiggins. Let's go to the Knicks. Yeah, sure, Beulah, I got you. Cat yet to score does have, they said 8 rebounds, but I only see 7 here. Let me refresh. 7 rebounds for Cat. 6, Mitchell Robinson with 6 rebounds. Mikal Bridges with 11. 3 for Landry Shamet. You got 10 for Miles McBride. Nah, I didn't mean to shout you out. Muhammad with 0. 4 for Jordan Clarkson. 5 for Josh Hart. For Miami, you got Andrew Wiggins with 2. 6 for Khalil Ware with 6 rebounds. 2 for Norm. 5 for Pella Larson. Off the bench, Fontecchio with 9 points on 3 of 4 shooting from 3. 4 for Jaime Jaquez Jr. Jovic with 3 fouls and 3 points. Drew Smith yet to score. Bueller wanted to see the Raptors score. Let me look on my other screen right quick. Raptors are up 38-28 against the Hornets. 38-28 is the score in that one. All right, timeout about to be over here. Knicks on a I think it was a 14 to now 6 run by the New York Knicks. The Heat, they're showing a stat here. The Heat are the top scoring NBA team in this 2025-26 season. 125.3 points per game. The Knicks are fourth at 121.1. The Heat usually are in the bottom of the league in points per game. Now they're top of the league. So it shows how the change in philosophy has happened here. All right, let's get back to the action here. We got Mikal Bridges with the ball. Crosses half court. Comes off the screen going right. Mikal left side to Clarkson. Clarkson looking for Cat. Can't find him. Clarkson gets it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart handing off to Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges gets into the paint. Stops. Turn around. Push shot. Short. Fight for the rebound. Cat gets it. Just throws it up. Bounces around 5 times. And drops his first basket of the game. 35-31. Ball out to Fontecchio. Fontecchio over to Wiggins. Wiggins down the lane, bumps off, throws out to Jaquez. Over to Fontecchio for another 3. Short on that one. I thought Jaquez should have shot it, but you got to feed the hot hand sometimes. Mikal Bridges, nice crossover, goes down the lane, gets the block. Keshad Johnson with the block. It goes off Mikal Bridges, and he get the ball. Keshad Johnson, he's really an athlete. He got up high and blocked that shot off from Mikal Bridges' back. So Kalel Ware, Norman Powell, a bunch of subs about to come in right now. Yeah, Mads, I haven't watched the next game in a while either. Ball in play here. Mitchell over to Jaquez. Jaquez over to Fontecchio. Fontecchio drives left by Clarkson. Fontecchio spins out to Jaquez. Up top to Davion. Powell. Right side to Ware for 3. Over Cat. And cashes out for the right corner 3. Kalel Ware looking really engaged in this game. 15th 3 of the season. 1 point deficit for the Heat. Cat with the ball. Cat tries to get some get back. Drives by Ware. And he misses the dunk. And the Heat get the rebound. Fontecchio out to Ware. Ware over to Jaquez. Jaquez goes up, lays it in, and the Heat have the lead. So Cat blows the dunk. Ball bounces out to the Heat. They get on the break and finish with a layup. Ball into Cat, and Cat gets fouled. Cat just back rim to dunk. Outlet pass over to Jaquez. He goes up and lays it right in. So Jaquez goes to the bench. He's up to 6 points on 3 of 6 shooting. Ball out to Mitchell Robinson. Over to Miles McBride. Go. Kalel Ware punches it off the glass. The Heat have a 3-on-1. Back to Davion. Davion goes up and lays it in. Heat turning defense to offense here. They're up 3. McBride over to Shamit. Shamit drives left right by Davion. Goes up. Misses the layup. And fight for the rebound. Mitchell Robinson gets the rebound again. And a foul on the pass out. This guy is just a beast on the offensive glass. He averages 6 offensive rebounds per game in less than 20 minutes a game. Knicks are in the bonus, so they will shoot free throws. Let me look at the chat. With this new playback, I don't get like a ding in my ear when people comment anymore. That's the only thing I hate about this. As Mitchell Robinson misses the free throw as expected. Bueller says my Raptors keep leading the Heat with fast break made. Liz said no one rival. Yeah, listen. You know, I was thinking about going, but I doubt I can make it down to Miami during that time of the season. Mitchell Robinson makes the second. Fontecchio throws it out to Pella Larson, who shoots the three, and it's off the rim. Long rebound goes out to Jordan Clarkson. 2-point Heat lead here. Jordan Clarkson gets down the lane, goes up. Oh, finds a cutting Miles McBride. Heat lose the cutter in transition and ties the game at 38. Davion Mitchell with the ball. Gets it over to and Davion Mitchell with the double dribble. Heat turn it over. Haven't seen the Knicks since the Spreewell days. Sheesh. That's a long time ago. I mean, ain't nothing's changed for them, really. They haven't won anything. No offense, Knicks fans, but it's true. Clarkson gets down the lane, throws up the floater off the pass, and the Knicks retake the lead here, 40-38. Larson gets it over to Davion, over to Pella Larson. He steps in, throws up the floater, tries to go glass, and it's too strong. And Mitchell Robinson gets the rebound. Knicks went to a little bit of a zone there. Oh, Fontecchio gets the pick away on Jordan Clarkson. Fontecchio down the lane, goes up, and misses the layup. Fight for the rebound. We have a foul on the floor there. Going on the offensive rebound. So the Heat will have possession. Fontecchio, quick hands there. Picks Jordan Clarkson's pocket, tries to go coast to coast. Just couldn't get the layup there. Beal said, how far am I from Madison Square Garden? If in the ideal world there was no traffic, I could get to Madison Square Garden in 35 minutes of driving, maybe less. But, New York City, there's always traffic. When I take the train, it'll probably take me about 45. Oh, Jaime Jaquez Jr. gets fouled by Mitchell Robinson. He tried to go for the poster, and Jaime will go to the line for free throws. So Jaquez at the line for 2 free throws. That's only the Knicks' second team foul of the quarter. Jaime knocks down the first free throw. Miracle, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Appreciate you stopping by. Before you leave, I will be back on Sunday for the WNBA draft lottery, so make sure you tune in. I think that's around 6:30 Eastern. So make sure you tap into that. Good to see you though. As Jaime knocks down the second. Game tied at 40. Hart down the lane, jump pass over to Shamet. Shamet for 3. That one counts as a 3 this time. He knocks it down. 43-40. Jaquez out to Davion. Left side to Norman Powell. He's been quiet. Ball gets deflected off of Hart and out of bounds. Ball and play to the Heat. Jaquez finds Pella Larson in the paint. Floater is up. Rolls halfway in and out. Knicks with the rebound over to Hart. Over to Mikal Bridges. Down the lane. And he gets fouled on the floor, but it's going to be free throws anyway. (43-40) is the score. Mikal Bridges going to the line for free throws. The Heat crowd trying to rile up their team. A lot of New Yorkers move down to Miami when it gets too expensive out here. Even though Miami is fairly expensive as well. But they moved down there for the nice weather and the city life. So there is a big Knicks contingent in Miami at this game. Can the Wings get the first pick again? I mean, anything is possible. Mads, yeah, that's absolutely the question as Bridges hits the second free throw. It's 44-40. Jaquez with the ball. Gets it over to Norman. The The Knicks are in sort of a zone, matchup zone here with Davion with the ball. They're not moving it quick enough. You have to move the ball quick against the zone. Norman shoots the three. They call an offensive foul by Norman on the 3-point attempt. How is that a foul on Norman? He went to shoot the three. It is what it is. Miles McBride with the ball comes off the screen going left. Spins off the screen, gets into the paint, jump pass over to Bridges. Top of the key. Bridges tries to drive, throws it over to Shamit. Shamit, no hesitation, misses the three. Pella Larson with the rebound. Larson over to Norman. Norman down the lane, takes a bump, goes up and lays it in. Norman Powell, that's his second basket of the game. It's a 2-point game. Knicks up 44-42. Josh Hart off the screen, comes back right, hands it off to McBride. McBride gets bumped off on an illegal screen, and the Heat will get back possession. I don't know. We might have got away with one. I'll take it. I think they may review this. Yeah, it's gonna be challenged by Mike Brown. You challenge this foul call on the illegal screen by Josh Hart. It's not a bad challenge. It could go either way here, depending how the refs feel. 44-42, 3:17 to go here in the second. All right, let me take a look at these other scores right quick. We'll go more in depth at halftime, but just to give you guys a brief overview. It's halftime in Milwaukee and Cleveland. Cleveland's up by 2, 59-57. Detroit, best team in the East record-wise, up 62-46 on the Pacers. Clippers are up 62-53 on the 76ers. Salute to James Harden. I think he just passed like 28,000 points in his career or something along those lines. Salute to James Harden. Paul George is back. Charlotte is losing to Toronto 51-43. Minnesota is up on Dallas 24-19. Dallas played in an overtime game last night against the Trailblazers. That was a good game. OKC smacking up the New Orleans Pelicans, who are without a head coach. They have an interim coach now. They're getting smacked 34-11, as to be expected. And Chicago plays Denver today. They played a double overtime game against the Jazz, in which they lost last night. So going to play the Jazz in Utah in double overtime, and now playing the Nuggets in that altitude in Denver on the second night of a back-to-back. This might be a blowout. And Tudor said, got to be a New York thing with the way they turn the ball over. Yeah, they be turning the ball over crazy. Liberty, Knicks. It's crazy out there. It's crazy out here. All right, we're still in the timeout right now as they're deciphering this challenge. I think they've got the resolution, but the challenge was unsuccessful. So the Knicks have no challenges for the rest of this game. Oh, Giants as well. You're right. They're dropping T-shirts from the sky there at the Kaseya Center in Miami. I'll actually be in Miami on Thursday for work, Thursday to Sunday, but unfortunately the Heat will be on the road. I was gonna look and see if I could catch a game. But back to the gameplay. Davion Mitchell for three. It rolls off. Fight for the rebound, and Clarkson tips it over to Karl Anthony Towns. Over to Mikal Bridges on the catch. The shot for three is off. Ware with the rebound. Ware gets it over to Jaquez Jr. Hands it off to Davion. Davion yet to score from three. Gets it out to Norm. Norm drives left. Snaking through. Throws up a floater. and it looks like he turned his ankle a bit. He's limping up the court. He knocks it down. He ties the game at 44, but Norm is hobbling. But Josh Hart sees that, takes advantage, and blows right by him for a layup. Smart play there by Norm Powell. Jaquez over to Davion. Davion out to Jaquez. Top of the key three. And he knocks it down for the lead. Heat take a 1-point lead, 47-46. Josh Hart with the ball. Let's see if Norman Powell can shake that off. Now he's guarding Karl-Anthony Towns in the post. Cat in the post. They send a late double over to Clarkson. Over to Hart. Corner to Bridges. Bridges into the paint. Finds Clarkson. He pump fakes for three. Attacks Kel'el Ware. Goes between the legs with 1 second. Out to Hart. Hart has to shoot it. Throws it up. And it's a shot clock violation. Good defense there by the Heat. Jordan Clarkson didn't recognize that the shot clock was at 2 seconds when he passed it to Hart. Ball in bound. Oh, that's out. That's Knicks are out of bounds. It should be Heat ball. The Heat broadcast keeps showing these replays, and then they come back. Action is happening. They gotta fix up here. Missing some good action here. Jaquez Jr. under the basket to inbound, looking for Norman Powell. Has to get it in. Gets it into Ware. The ball almost turned over. It stays with the Heat. Jeez. Almost turned it over on the inbound. Heat to inbound to get it in. To Powell. Powell over to Jaquez. Jaquez out to Davion. Davion for three. Can he hit one? Yes, he can. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And the Heat up 4, 50-46. Ball over to Shamet as the Heat as Josh Hart runs over Norman Powell. That's another off moving screen there by Josh Hart. They can't challenge. All the challenges are done. Yeah. Ran right into Norm. Come on, get off the replay. I hear action happening. Davion with the ball. Back out to Norman Powell. Norman Powell looks like he shook off that ankle tweak. Davion into the paint. Goes up for the layup and scores on Clarkson. Heat on a 14-2 run here. Davion with all 7 of his points in this quarter. It's 52-46. Clarkson over to Hart. Hart picks up his dribble, gets it over to Shamet, over to Clarkson. Left side to Bridges. They're looking for Cat, guarded by Jaquez Jr. And a foul by Jaquez Jr. trying to fight in the post there. Catches Cat with an elbow in his mouth. So Cat will go to the line for free throws. That's what happens when you're undersized. You have to work extra hard to get positioning, and he catches him with the elbow. They said he's given up 25 pounds and a couple inches to Karl-Anthony Towns in the post there, Jaime Jaquez Jr. So he's fighting extra hard down there. Sierra said, OKC has 42 points before the end of the first against the Pels. The dice rolls are not. Listen, who knows if it's the coach? At that point, like, what is it? You fired the coach and you still getting smacked up. So, is he just had the tank? I don't know. Mad, I understand. Well, but tell me why. Why don't you? As Davion throws it out to Jaquez, back out to Davion with 10 on the shot clock. Why don't you like the OKC Thunder? Oh, Davion down the hill, can't get the layup. Knicks on the run here. They have numbers of 5-on-3 as Bridges shoots a transition 3 and knocks it down. And Davion with the ball. About a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Davion with the ball at half court. Goes right side to Jaquez. Jaquez with Hart in his sight. Goes behind the back. Finds Davion. Davion for another 3. And he knocks it down. Back-to-back 3s for Davion Mitchell. Ball over to Mikal Bridges with 8 seconds on the clock. Mikal with the ball. Mikal Over the Cat. Cat's wide open for three. Step back three at the buzzer. Off the back rim. And that's how the quarter ends. 1 for 8 half for Karl Anthony Towns. Heat end the quarter on an 11-3 run. And they go into halftime up 4, 55-51. Davion with 10 points in the second quarter to give them a 4-point lead. Can the Heat sustain this lead for another 24 minutes of action? We'll find out on the other side of halftime. All right, let's take a quick look at the box score. It's halftime, people. Salute to everybody on the stream, whether you're on playback, on Twitch, on YouTube. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's take a look at some of the action here. 55-51 at the half. Heat get outscored by 1, but still have a 4-point lead. For the Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns, 4 points, 1 of 8 shooting, does have 10 rebounds, which should be easy for him playing the Heat. Mitchell Robinson, 1 point, 8 rebounds. Mikal Bridges with 15 points to lead them in scoring. You got 6 from Landry Shamet, and you have 12 from Miles McBride. He started off 4 for 4. He's only made 1 of his next 6 shots. Off the bench, Clarkson with 6 and 7 for Josh Hart. Let me turn this game down. Jeez. For the Knicks are shooting 41%, from the field, 29% from 3, 62% from the line, and they have 9 turnovers after having 6 in the first quarter, so they cleaned it up in the second. Andrew Wiggins with 2 points on 1 of 8 shooting. So the ex-Minnesota Timberwolves matching each other in shooting 1 for 8. Hello, Weir, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. He's been engaged on both ends of the floor. You have Norman Powell with 6 points, 10 for Davion Mitchell. He scored all 10 in that second quarter. Pelle Larsson with 5 and 5 rebounds. Off the bench, Fontecchio, 3 for 5 from 3, 11 for Jaime Jaquez Jr., and Nikola Jovic with 3 points and 3 fouls. Heat shooting 41% from the field, 39% from 3, and 2 for 2 from the line for 100%. Let's take a look at the team stats. Team stats so far. We look at the rebounding battle. Knicks are winning that 28-23, winning the defensive rebounds 22-18. Assists, the Heat are leading that 17-14. They're leading steals and blocks 3-1 and 4-2 respectively. 10 total turnovers. Say that 3 times fast for the Knicks, leading to 14 points conceded off turnovers. 5 turnovers for the Heat. 7 points conceded off those turnovers. Fast break points, 17 for the Heat, 10 for the Knicks. They're both tied in the paint, 24-24. 13 fouls for the Heat, 6 for the Knicks. And the largest lead has been 6 for both teams. All right. So that is the box score and the team stats for this game. That's the box score and the team stats for this game. Let's take a look at upcoming schedule here and the live game schedule as well. So, as I mentioned, Cavs Bucks at halftime right now. Cavs up 59-57. Donovan with 25 in the first half. Giannis with 14 at halftime for Pacers and Pistons. Got Jalen Duren with 18 points, 9 rebounds, 1 rebound away from a double-double. Pascal Siakam with 15. Pacers 1 for 12 after making it to Game 7 of the finals last year. Injuries have hit them hard. Clippers versus the 76ers. Clippers up 10 on the 76ers. James Harden with 18. Tyrese Maxey with 21. Then we got our game there, as you can see. For the Hornets Raptors. Raptors up 7. 57-50 as we approach halftime there. Con Knuppel with 13 points, the rookie out of Duke, and Scotty Barnes with 8. End of the first quarter between the Mavericks and the Timberwolves. Timberwolves up 34-21 at the end of the first. Brandon Williams with 5, Naz Reid with 10 for the Timberwolves. Thunder up 49-24 at the beginning of the second quarter on the Pelicans. It was so bad they don't even have a top performer here. They said you don't even need to know. Let me take a look at who that top performer is. Gamecast. Oh, they don't even have stats for this game. That's how bad it is on ESPN. This stats are not even populating, so I can't even give you. I saw that the other night with the Nuggets game. It was a little weird. And Bulls Nuggets starts at 9 p.m. All right. So that is the the schedule and the scores for tonight's game. Tomorrow, I will probably be streaming tomorrow, so make sure you come back for some more. You got Warriors Magic at 7 p.m. That should be a good one. I may consider doing that. Celtics Nets, no thank you. Pistons Hawks. That's also a pretty decent one there. Pistons and Hawks. Hawks playing well without Trae Young. Pistons looking good. Grizzlies Spurs. I don't think that I will. No Wemby. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all. No Wemby. Wemby is out with a calf strain for the next couple weeks while they evaluate him, unfortunately. So Victor Wembanyama, the freak, I can't call him the freak, that's Giannis, the alien. He'll be out for the next couple weeks here with a calf strain. Jazz Lakers. Lowry is on my fantasy team, but I'm not staying up at 10:30. And 11 p.m. I definitely ain't staying up to see the Suns and Trailblazers. No thanks. So we'll probably do something, whether it's probably the Warriors Magic or Pistons Hawks. That's what it's looking like tomorrow. We'll be able to actually watch it on playback since they don't it's not blacked out in my area. There should be two good games there. I'll probably do I mean they both around the same time, so we'll see. I'll see what I decide tomorrow. They said LeBron might play tomorrow. Oh, is that so? Well, I guess I'll catch it in the morning because by 10:30 I should be in bed. To be completely honest with you, I got work tomorrow. Well, work on Wednesday, excuse me. So I'll catch it later on. Yeah, so that is the schedule for tomorrow. So make sure you're tapped in. And then on Wednesday, we can just keep going. See if there's any good games. Rockets Cavs should be a good one. Rockets had a really good double overtime win against the Magic yesterday. Kevin Durant, you see why they call him KD, was clutch down the stretch. Hornets Pacers, I'm cool. Raptors Sixers, that could be interesting. Warriors Heat. Dang, why couldn't that game be just like a day later in Miami? I could have went to that game. Warriors Heat at 7:30 on Wednesday. Wizards Timberwolves. Wizards only with one win as well. Jeez, it's just stinky out there in the East. One win. Nuggets 10-2, Pelicans 2-11, about to be 2-12 at the end of the night. Knicks Mavericks, that should be interesting at 9:30 on ESPN, and then Bulls Trailblazers. Take a look at the standings right now. As I mentioned to y'all, the Pistons are top of the food chain right now, 11-2. Knicks in second at 8-4, Cavs at 9-5, Hawks 9-5, Raptors 8-5, Sixers at 7-5. Bucks and Heat are 7-8. Got Orlando at 9, Boston at 10, and then you see you got 3 teams with 2 or less wins in the East. Nasty down there. And then for the West, you see OKC only lost 1 game, 13-1. Nuggets with a 10-2 record. Houston 9-3. LA 10-4. San Antonio 9-4. Timberwolves 8-5. Then you got look at the West here 9-6, 8-6, 6-7, 5-8. But they look pretty bad over here too. Clippers with 4 wins. Grizzlies with 4. Dallas with 4. Kings with 3. Pelicans with 2 at least. They have a couple teams with more than just 1 win. So that's the standings for both the East and the West conferences. Those are the standings. Let's take a look at the NBA Cup standings. So I don't think I'll be able to really take a look at that. NBA Cup, for those interested in the NBA Cup, you got the Raptors undefeated in their group, 2-0. That's an easy group they have the Pacers and the Wizards in there, so those top 3 teams, Toronto, Atlanta, Cleveland, they should just beat up on them. Group B, Pistons top of the food chain there with the Magic. Group C, Miami's actually top of the food chain, tied with the Knicks, but I think that the Heat have the point differential. So Heat need to secure some NBA Cup points. NBA Cup usually plays on Fridays, on Prime Video and on League Pass. And then this is the West standings for the NBA Cup. Right? So we shall see who comes out on top in their groups and who makes it to the Cup final, the Cup playoffs, and the Cup final. Right, 55-51 is the score for all those just joining. Salute to y'all just joining. We are at halftime right now. You're not missing any of the action. We are at halftime here in Miami. Well, I'm not in Miami, but the game is in Miami. You know what I'm trying to say. Kylan said Liberty still looking for a head coach. Yeah. I know there's been reports that they've narrowed it down to 3 players. I mean, I said 3 players, 3 coaches. It's been between Christy Tolliver, assistant coach of the Phoenix Mercury. Then you have Will Weaver. I think he's on the Nets, on the Brooklyn Nets coaching staff. He's had a lot of experience. And then you have Mahala. I forgot the person's name. He's an assistant coach with the Raptors. I think it's I'll have to look it up again. I can't remember, but they said when the Raptors came to play Brooklyn, they had another meeting with him. So should be narrowing it down soon. I mean, the talks seem like they've cooled down on the CBA front. So we shall see. Oh, his name is Jama Mahalela. He's a Canadian. I forgot what he's mixed with, but I think he was born and raised in Canada, and he's an assistant with the Toronto Raptors. And Will Weaver is a former Nets assistant, so I think that's how he has that relationship there with ownership and the GM. All right. We should be coming back shortly. To this game. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. We should be resuming the second half of this game, or we should be resuming this game in the second half shortly. Dun, dun, dun. They're showing the stats here. As I mentioned, Heat 14 points off of the Knicks turnovers. They're leading the assist battle by 3. They're shooting a better percentage from 3. They have more blocks. Now they just have to secure the rebounds. That's the main thing. No rebounds, no rings. All right, so it's about a minute 40 until halftime is over. Dang, my halftime review went quick. I'm gonna start a quick poll here on the YouTube. Um, who do you think wins this game? Knicks, NYK, or MIA? Starting a poll on the YouTube. Make sure you fill out the poll. If you're on Twitch, put it in the chat. Damn. See what y'all thoughts are as we get back to game action shortly. Doom to doom 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 to doom 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 to doom 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 doom. They said this is the lowest scoring half for the highest scoring team in the NBA, which are the Heat. So we'll see if they can up their game here as we come back to action momentarily. Doom 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 doom. Mad Zone. Who's playing? What is it? I think it's Dallas. Is it Dallas Raiders? Are they still doing doubleheader Monday night football stuff? Yeah, I'd be forgetting. All right, they're showing the stats from Friday's game. Anthony Towns had 39 points. Shamit had 36. Norman Powell had 38. Tonight, it's been a much different look here. But third quarter has started with the Knicks. Shamit with the ball. Shamit over to Karl Anthony Towns. Towns drives by Norman Powell. He took an extra step there and he draws the foul. So so Karl Anthony Towns will go to the line for free throws. So Carl will go to the line for two free throws, draws the foul on Kalel Ware. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Project B has those. Yeah, she joined Project B. I'm gonna make a video on Project B. I have a lot on Project B versus on Rival. I've seen a lot of people commenting on oh it's over for Unrival, but they serve two different purposes, in my opinion. Mads, don't take. Listen, she been doing it for this long. She been doing it for this long. That's how she gonna play with no shoulders. Cat knocks down both free throws. It's a 2-point game, 55-53. It's a combination of people, but I know two ex WNBA players are leading it. That's a goaltend. Mitchell Robinson on Norman Powell. Heat up 57-53. Eat that. They they serve good barbecue in Miami. I didn't know Miami was known for barbecue. Towns with the ball. Towns over to Shamit. Cat with the ball. Cat attacks Norman Powell, blows right by him, and lays it in. I don't think that's a matchup that we want. Norman Powell guarding Karl Anthony Towns. Like, that got to be something better than that. Norman Powell with a head of steam. Oh, and Kelal Weir somehow just taps it in high in the air and it drops off the offensive rebound. Mad's not saying that. Not calling people old. Karl Anthony Towns offensive rebound and put back. Queen Frostine, good to see you. No, I'm joking. I know it's you. Throws it over to Powell. Powell, corner three, short. And he thought he got hit on the forearm. And Norman is saying I got hit on the forearm. And that's a foul. He hits him all on the forearm. Like, what's bro looking like? Bro hits him all on forearm. Ball fell short. Like, Wiggins gets down the lane, fight for the rebound. Kelel Ware almost gets it, but Mitchell Robinson does what he does best. Gets the rebound. Miles McBride tries to drive on Davion. Davion on him. They put a late hedge out, throw it down to Mitchell Robinson, wide open under the basket. He dunks it home, ties the game at 59. Ball over to Davion, gets it over to Pella Larson. Larson attacks Karl Anthony Towns, attacks the glass, can't get it. They call a foul on Cat. Third foul on Karl Anthony Towns. iPad's dying. Hold on. You support all players who wear headbands? That's funny. When I used to play basketball, not at this level, of course, I hated headbands. It felt like something was just felt like anything that was just on my head or face while I played. It's just a distraction. As Pella Larson knocks down the free throw. Yeah, con landing. That's my thing with the whole. I'm gonna give you. I mean, since you guys are here, I'm gonna just give you that. That's my thing with the whole unrivaled verse Project B stuff. It's like the players that we've seen so far joining are on the the back end of their careers. They're looking to have ownership in something and get a bag. But it doesn't solve the problem that players have been talking about having to go overseas to make the money. As Norman Powell gets the steal on Karl Anthony Towns, Norman Powell down the lane and he bangs it home. Heat up 63-59. So yeah, it doesn't solve that problem because I know that was a complaint for a lot of them. And plus, do you want to go from potentially playing a full WNBA season than having to play a full Project B season, you know? Karl Anthony Towns down the lane, he blows by all the Heat players and lays it home. Karl Anthony Towns being ultra aggressive, Heat cannot stop him. Over to Wiggins. Wiggins almost had the advantage, almost turns it over as he attacks, throws it over to Pelle Larsson, pump fakes for three, down the lane, double clutches, and finishes over Miles McBride. Four-point Miami lead, 65-61. Miles McBride throws it out to Bridges. Bridges, no hesitation for three. It's off, and Ware with the rebound. Mitchell Davion, that is, almost gets the ball. He traveled, but then Mitchell Robinson steals it from Davion Mitchell. Bridges down the lane, and he dunks it home. Kel'el Ware didn't want no parts of that. It's a 65-63 lead for the Heat. Bridges up to 17 points. Norman stops on the dime, pulls up for the midi, can't get the drop. Robinson with another rebound. Bridges down the lane, throws it out to McBride for the lead, can't get it. Mitchell Robinson with a volleyball tap, and he taps it in. And it ties the game at 65. And Powell gets blocked out of bounds. Heat will retain possession. Players are at their hands on their knees, hands on their hips. They are gassed. There's up and down pace. There was a player who made 1.5 off OnlyFans after she left the W. There was an article last month of her saying to get off the court to make money. Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, at this moment in time, the money is not in. Oh, they can't even inbound the ball and they turn it over to Heat, bro. Can't even inbound the basketball. I mean, at this moment in time, there's more money in doing OnlyFans content than playing professional basketball. And it's less strain on your body, too. Right? So, if you're looking to get to the bag, it looks like he's out of bounds. Yo, what is the ref looking at, bro? Bro was stepping on the out of bounds line and the ref just like staring into the sky. Like, what's bro on? Karl Anthony Towns over to Mikal Bridges, finds a rolling cat, and they finally, I thought they weren't going to call it. They called the illegal screen there. Yeah, Mads, you're right. There's a lot more money in OnlyFans than a lot of day-to-day jobs. But it depends on what you're doing it for. Are you doing it solely for the bag, or are you doing it for fulfillment in a career and the bag, you know? So more power to those who do it for whatever reasons they do it. As long as you can live with your decision. Pelle Larsson for three, and he knocks it down from the left wing. Pelle Larsson cashes out, gives the Heat the lead 68-65. Josh Hart with the ball. Hart on the attack, throws up the layup, and Kel'el Ware snatches the rebound down, gets it over to Norman Powell. Over to Andrew Wiggins. Transition three for Wiggs. I don't know. That was not a good shot, bro. And a tech called on Josh Hart. Gershon Yabusele getting some minutes here for the Knicks. And Josh Hart confused about that. As I mean, they don't have no challenges. So I don't know what the discussion is. Oh, so I think the ref held off on the tech The ref held off on the tech to give them the transition the Heat the transition opportunity. Then he called the tech. He didn't want to penalize the offensive team in that situation. I understand now. I saw that explanation. All right. So score is 68-65 Heat on top. But back to this Project B Unrivaled thing. Like and OnlyFans thing. Um but yeah, um if they're trying to make money and the athletes in the W are in fairly good physical shape. Most of them are in pristine shape. So if you want to make some bread and you have a decent following, go on OnlyFans. Do you show some art off? Do your thing. Judgment free zone over here. But yeah, but my thing with the whole Unrivaled and Project B thing is um I think players who are older and don't mind being away from their families for a couple months at a time, they'll definitely and want that big bag that they're offering, they'll probably go over to Project B. As you've seen, it's been the older contingent, Neka Gumake, Alyssa Thomas, John Cole Jones, players that's been in the league in the WNBA for a long time. We'll see who else they get, but like, so we'll see. They over here doing spot the cow in the arena. Sorry. But yeah, so we'll see. Like young players who want to stay in the states and just have a nice 3-month gig to get a nice little check, they'll stay. But players that like, yo, I need as much money as I can. I don't care how many games I'm playing or if I got to go overseas, then they'll go overseas to play in wherever Project B wants to play. Because that season they say it's supposed to go from November to April. So let's say you make it to the finals, you finish in October, you have a couple weeks off, then you go play this season overseas from November to April, and then come back and do the W. So yeah, I mean, go get your bag, but I don't think it appeals a lot to the younger audience who have all these NIL deals and commercial money and all that. As Norman Powell hits the technical free throw, so that's my thinking when it comes to that. Ball and play here with the Knicks and Landry Shamet. Over to Hart. Hart downhill. He travels. You gotta call that. He keeps doing that travel move and they not calling it. He hits the shot though. 69-67. Davion over to Larson. Over to Davion. Davion over to Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins attacks right. Steps back. Baseline jump shot is off. And rebound to Miles McBride. Andrew Wiggins is stinking it up out there. Maple Jordan. Like maple syrup out there. Sticky. And Bridges gets all the way to the basket and lays it in, ties the game at 69. He's been aggressive. 19 points for Mikel. Pella Larson with the ball. Gets it over to Andrew Wiggins. Let's see if he can get downhill. Throws it out to Pella Larson. Pump fakes for three. Jump and gets fouled there by Miles McBride on the drive. Pella Larson will take 2 shots. Sierra said, do you think they'll come out of retirement? I don't know. Will DT come out of retirement to play in that league? I mean, I guess you never know anybody's true motivations, but if they paying her back to come out of retirement, I don't see why she would not. If a new CBA is completed and the salaries increase substantially, the OGW players will continue to play, and don't be surprised if players retired will come back. I mean, but the talent that's coming out of college is is substantially better, so it's not gonna be a guarantee they're gonna get some minutes out there or they get picked up. So it's an interesting discussion. I'll eventually make a video about it once we find out more. As Pella Larson misses his second free throw, the 1 point lead for the Heat, 70-69. Bridges with the ball over to Shamit. Shamit comes off the screen going left. Shamit for three, in and out, and that goes over Yabusele's finger. It jammed his finger there. I saw that. Heat will get the possession back. Ball in play with Jaquez over to Davion. Davion attacks left, gets cut off. Gets it up top to Jaquez. Powell gets it over to Larson. Larson on the drive. Larson gets the ball stripped by Shamit. But Khalil Ware picks it up, and they call an offensive foul on Khalil Ware. They're saying the Ware pushed Mikal Bridges in the back there, but it is what it is. Ball in play with the Knicks, a chance to take the lead. Bridges downhill, off balance, goes off glass and scores. And the Knicks retake the lead. They cannot stop Mikal Bridges' downhill drives right now. Just a simple right to left crossover and downhill. Meanwhile, the Heat on the other end cannot even penetrate the paint right now. Davion Mitchell gets tripped up, throws it out to Ware. Ware, cross court to Jaquez, over to Norm. Norm loses the ball off his knee and out of bounds. Looks like he's holding his hand a little bit there, Norman Powell. Hopefully he's okay. As Bridges with the ball, gets it over to Hart. He keep falling for Hart. Pump fakes for three, and he gets downhill and hits the floater. Knicks up 73-70. Jaquez with the ball, throws it out, and a turnover there. Spoelstra needs to call the timeout. And Bridges dunks it home. Timeout Heat. Mikal Bridges with 23 points. I saw that steal coming a mile away. Saw that steal coming a mile away. As soon as he turned his head, I said, "Yep, he about to pass this." All right, looking at the comments. Let's take a look at the box score right quick, and then I'll go back to the comments. 75-70. Knicks outscoring the Heat 24-15 in this third quarter. Heat searching for answers here. The power of friendship only goes so far sometimes when the other team just has a little bit more talent than you. Let's take a look at the box score right quick. Karl Anthony Towns, 12 points. You got 5 for Mitchell Robinson. Karl with 12 and 11. Mitchell with 5 and 11. Bridges with 23 now. He's been on a tear this quarter. 6 for Shamit, 12 for McBride. Gershon and Diawara with none. 6 for Clarkson, 11 for Josh Hart. Wiggins with 2. Khalil Ware with 11 and 10, double-double for him. Norman Powell with 11 on 5 of 13 shooting. Wiggins on 1 of 11 shooting. He's having a stinker. Davion with 10. Pella Larson with 13. Fontecchio, I haven't seen him. He has 9. Kashada with 0. Jaime Jaquez Jr. with 11. Jovic with 3. He up to 9 turnovers now. They can't buy a basket. They're shooting 38% from 3. They gotta clean up a lot here if they want to win this game. Can't lose back-to-back games against the Knickerbockers. All right, looking at the comments now. Powell taking the beating tonight. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's the only one who the other team probably scared of. He gave him 36 on Friday, so they got to do what they got to do. If they neutralize him, they'll most likely win the game. All right, let's get back to the game here. Salute to everybody tuned in. Appreciate you guys tuning in for some Miami Heat, New York Knicks hoops. All right, they're coming back to the broadcast. They're promoting some basketball clinic down in Miami, thrown by the Heat. Ball in play here with the Heat. Let's see if they can get some offensive production here. Jovic hands it off to Powell. Back to Jovic. Jovic for three. Off the front rim, can't get it. Yabusele with the strong rebound gets it over to McBride. McBride crosses over, stops at the foul line, throws it out to Clarkson. Clarkson calls for a screen, gets it from Yabusele. Clarkson, hand off to Mikal Bridges. It's been his quarter. Miles McBride with 5 on the shot clock. Right to left crossover. McBride cuts cut off, gets it over to Hart. Hart has to take a contested three, way off, and it's a shot clock violation. That's what you need Hart to do. Don't fall for Hart at the 3-point line. You dare him. Triple dog dare him to shoot the three. If he beats you with threes, you just shake his hand. Say, good job. Knicks on a 10-1 run in the last 3 minutes to take this 5-point lead. I'm a traitor. That's funny. Wiggins drives baseline, gets cut off over to Hawkes. Left side to Jovic. Jovic drives now. Jovic loses the ball. Gets it up top to Hawkes with 3 on the clock. Hawkes with pump fakes now takes a contested. Oh, this offense is stinky. Shot clock violation. When you're running a zone, somebody has to get to the middle of the zone. You can't just keep playing perimeter. Ugly hoops right now. Ball and play with Mikal Bridges, but you have no one else you can say go get me a basket on the floor right now. Bridges has been a #1 option on the team. So has Clarkson. He's been a 6-man. Hart goes off glass and misses. Rebound to Wiggins. Wiggins over to Hawkes. Got to attack. Move the ball. Get it. Swing it. Wiggins with the ball. Spins. Gets into the lane. Left hand layup is good. Andrew Wiggins breaks this drought for the Heat. Well, only his 4th point of the game. 2 for 12. As Mikal Bridges goes downhill and misses the layup over to Jovic. Heat on the run here. Jovic gets bumped by Hart. And it's a foul. So it is Heat basketball here. Jovic going downhill. Josh Hart just cuts him off there. Ball and play with Fontecchio. He steps back for a long 2 off the back rim. That's not his game. And he misses. 75-72. Shamit with the ball. Over to Josh Hart. Gets downhill. Draws the foul. So the foul is on Fontecchio. Josh Hart wanted an and 1 on that. I don't know. They're showing replays on the Heat broadcast here. Also, they do call it a. They counted the basket, so this is for the 3-point play, and it counts. Wow. 78-72 is the score. Ball over to Hawkes. Hawkes with the ball. Top to Drew Smith. Right side to Jovic. Jovic drives. Throws it out to Drew Smith for 3. They need it. They got it. Drew Smith cashes out from 3. Yeah, I love the Miami Vice colorways. I don't like the 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 one they had that was like a gradient between like the blue and the pink. But I like when it's one or the other as Clarkson airballs. I like if it's pink with the writing or blue with the writing or black or white with the writing. I don't like the blue to pink writing. And Hawkes tries to drive and turns it over Over to Shamit. Shamit down the hill, and he draws the foul. Heat just turning the ball over now. They're up to 10 turnovers. Right, black with any pop of color, yeah. As Shamit knocks down the free throw. 4-point lead for the Knicks, 79-75. 1:31 left to go in this third quarter. Both teams in the bonus as Shamit knocks down the second. 80-75. Drew Smith over to Wiggins. Wiggins comes off the screen. Wiggins throws it out to Drew Smith. Can he hit another three? Yes, he can. Drew Smith knocks down the right wing three. It's a 2-point game. You get dribble penetration to kickouts, and you just got to knock down your open shots. Clarkson gets downhill, throws it out to Bridges. Bridges on the attack. It's a poke from behind by Drew Smith. He's doing it all. Drew Smith down the lane. D-Cell up and gets blocked out of bounds by Bridges. I don't know why Drew Smith tried to go one on everybody. Oh, ball over Fontecchio for three in the lead. Simone Fontecchio, the Italian, cashes out from the left corner, three off the inbound. Heat take the lead back, 81-80. The three ball is the great equalizer. Ball over to Shamit, corner to Josh Hart. Over to Clarkson. Clarkson guarded by Jovic. He attacks him, goes up, throws up the floater over him, and scores. Jordan Clarkson, he's a microwave scorer. Jaquez over to Jovic, over to Wiggins. Just drive to the basket, Wig. Do not shoot that shot. Wiggins throws it out to Jaquez. Jaquez, handoff to Fontecchio. Back over to Jaquez. Left corner three, and he knocks it down. Jaime Jaquez Jr. knocks down the three. Just where Fontecchio knocked it down from. They retake the lead, 83-82. Clarkson with the ball, a 2-second difference, shot clock and game clock, 15 on the clock. Clarkson guarded by Fontecchio. They switch. Clarkson guarded by Drew Smith. Now right to left crossover into the paint. Pump fakes. Throws up the floater. Misses. And snatched away by Drew Smith. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Jovic for three at the buzzer. And he had the air ball. The roof would have torn off that place if he would have hit that. But the Heat respond after going into a little drought there in the third. They upped 83-82. As we go into the fourth and final quarter. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you guys tuning in. No andiamo. The Heat broadcaster, he be trying to talk in Italian when he knocks down the three. And it's funny because the Heat broadcaster, he's originally from New York. Eric Reed is from New York, but he's been in Miami for damn near 30 years, or probably 30 years. That's funny. Swag Surf is still ringing off, man. I salute him. Easy swag, surf, swag, surf. Fourth quarter coming up. Let me show you how the box score, 83-82. So Knicks are slowly but surely creeping back into this game. Every quarter they knock off a couple points. They were down 5 at the end of the first. They were down 4 at the end of the second. Down 3 at the end of the third. 1 at the end of the third. So they're slowly creeping back into this game. Every quarter. And their best player's not even having a good night. 12 points for Cat. But it's been Mikal Bridges. Like I said, he's been an offensive he's been a first option on a team before. When he was in Brooklyn, he was a first option on offense. So he knows how he can turn it on and actually put the ball in the basket. Jordan Clarkson was always a 6th player of the year contributor. Jordan Clarkson, that is. Josh Hart, and he's just He does whatever you need. It's funny when you're watching these things, you see how little rhythm people have. Yeah, that's how we get down in Miami. They do this every between the third and fourth quarters. It's like they're what's that thing in baseball when they be doing the yo, stop hating. Stop hating. Stop hating. Yeah, that's seventh inning stretch. Yeah, that's their seventh inning stretch right there. Ball back and play with the Heat. Jovic downhill over the Hotcats. Pump fakes for three. You got to take that, bro. You going into a much more difficult shot and you turn it over now. Have confidence in your shot. Miles McBride goes coast to coast, gets the layup and scores. You turn down a wide open three. You drive and turn the ball over. Listen, I'm taking Spanish every year. When I was in middle school, all the way through high school, and I still can't speak Spanish. So if I ain't learned then, I don't know now. I know that's sad to say that I spent all that school. I didn't go to school to learn Spanish, but that I had the opportunity to learn Spanish, and I don't. I can't speak it. That's so sad. Wiggins for three. This man, yo, you can't throw a rock in the ocean. You keep shooting threes, bro. You're 2 for 15. Jam it down the lane. He draws the foul, almost gets the and one there. He just giving up layup after layup here. Every time I encounter a Spanish speaking person, I'm like, damn, if I would have took this Spanish more seriously, we could be having a conversation right now. But I just know the basics like everybody knows. Shamit, first free throw is up and good. Knicks out free throwing the Heat 20-7. The Heat, I mean, they're just not being they're being out aggressive, if that's even a statement. I can speak Spanish, but also I put Portuguese in it. Yeah. Something easy, something light. I hear you. Fontecchio with the ball, drives down the lane, throws it over to Wiggins, up top to Jovic. Jovic out to Hawkes. Hawkes gets it over to Drew Smith for three. They need it, and Drew Smith delivers the three. That's three threes for Drew Smith, and he's up to 9 points, ties the game at 86. Drew Smith, undrafted player. He's been in the Miami Heat system. Oh, Miles McBride had Jovic slide dancing. He was stumbling and bumbling and knocks down the three. I think that's his first three since the first quarter when he went crazy. Fontecchio down the lane, no look to Wiggins. Wiggins reverse layup is good. 1 point game, 89-88. Knicks on top. Miles McBride with the ball, guarded by Hawkes. He calls for the screen from Mitchell. Drives left. Spins out, throws it out to Shaman. Shaman, no hesitation for three, ear ball. And we'll take that. That was like I said, Sierra. If they lose this game because he stunk it up, they gonna say that Landry is a sham. Telling you, they'll turn on him. Jovic for three and he misses. Fight for the rebound held by Jordan Clarkson. Fontecchio going for the rebound. You ever met a sham like Landry? Something along those lines. The post tries to be a little creative. If they take that, they listening to my stream. Wiggins with the ball. He's been stinking it up. Wiggins in the post, throws it out to Jovic. Jovic down the lane, goes up. Left hand layup is good, and the lead for the Heat. 90-89. Heat take the lead back. It's been a back and forth affair here between these two teams. Clarkson down the lane, double clutches, and finishes with the left hand layup. They're just dribbling up the court and getting layups. Heat have no interior defense, no point of attack defense. It's just all bad. Hawkes over to Drew Smith, over to Fontecchio, who rips through, gets fouled by Clarkson. Robinson and Gershon Yabusele sit down. Carl Anthony Towns has had a long rest, so he should be playing the rest of this game as Wiggins drives left, guarded by Shamit. 5 on the shot clock, out to Jovic. Jovic look to attack. Carl gets down the lane, throws up the left-hand layup, can't get it. Drew Smith gets the rebound, and they call a shot clock violation. I don't know if that's the matchup. Jovic against Carl Anthony Towns. I don't. Ball and play with Miles McBride. McBride over to Josh Hart. Cross court to Shamit. Down to Carl against Jovic. Carl Anthony Towns. They fake the double. Throw it out to McBride for 3. Oh, in and out. And rebound to Wig. Gets it over to Jaquez. Hands it off to Fontecchio. Goes off his foot. He picks it up. Fontecchio tries to drive. Gets down the lane. Goes up for the layup and scores. No foul, but he finishes the layup. Heat retake the lead, 92-91. Clarkson down the lane over Jaquez and scores. Bro, it's like a 16th lead change, I think. Drew Smith over to Fontecchio. Fontecchio picks up his dribble, left side to Jaquez. Jaquez goes in the play. Nowhere to go. Ball gets stripped away. He picks it back up over to Drew Smith. Pump fakes for 3. Drew Smith into the lane, double clutches, and gets fouled. So Drew Smith knocked down 3 threes tonight. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. I should start recording this. See something good happens. Clarkson has picked up all 3 of his fouls in this quarter as Drew Smith ties the game. We'll see what happens here. We shall see. And he knocks down. Did he miss the look, I thought he did. Yeah, he made the second. 94-93 substitution happening here. Ball in play here with the Knicks. McBride over to Karl Anthony Towns, guarded by Jaquez Jr. Carl with the ball. He drives right, bumps off, goes up, and muscles through everybody and scores. That's not the matchup, guys. I don't know what Spo's looking at, but I guess he has no one else to go to. Jovic goes down the court, throws up a wild shot off the side of the backboard. McBride down the lane and dunks it home. Timeout, Bolstra. Jovic comes down, takes a silly shot. McBride gets the rebound, goes coast to coast. Nobody stops the ball. He gets right by and dunks it on Jaquez's head. Knicks with a 3-point lead, 7:44 to go. That's funny, you just realized that. This team, boy, I tell you, they never make anything easy. And why should I expect them to? To show me love. Love like this before. Man, punched it. Can't even hate. Man, dunked it. Cannot even hate, man. He went up there and banged it home. What can I say, man? What can I say? What more can I say? Dun, 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 dun. If I can add an output, where do I want to output this to? We'll see what happens. Appreciate you everyone who's tuned in for some action here. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm about to change something. Let me see if I hope it doesn't affect anything here. Hope it doesn't affect anything. You guys can still hear me? Just let me know. All right, cool. I'm trying to record something on my other computer with the same thing, so I can make a nice little YouTube short if this game gets even more interesting. All right, cool. We good. Broadcast coming back here. Appreciate you guys. Let's see what happened. Let me look at these other games that are going on. Oklahoma City, of course, beating the Pelicans. Oh, the legend Goran Dragic is here. But I look like Jamal Mashburn in the sitting courtside. He used to play for the New Orleans Pelicans back in the New Orleans Hornets, excuse me, back in the day. Charlotte Hornets. I think it was Charlotte. I don't know if they were in Charlotte or New Orleans. I can't remember. Anyways, back to the action. Davion Mitchell with the ball spins off, gets into the paint, left hand layup, and scores. What a tough shot by Davion out the timeout. Left hand scoop layup around the defender. Makes it a 1-point game. 97-96. They get it out to McBride. He just had that thunderous dunk on the Heat. Jordan Clarkson cross the crossover. Comes back into the paint, throws it out to McBride. Pump fakes, jab steps, now takes the three. And off the front rim. Fight for the rebound. Fontecchio and Weir fight over it, but Fontecchio gets it. Fontecchio over to Norm Powell, who's checked back in. Norm down the lane, throws up the floater, and the lead for the Heat. 98-97. Not his best night, but Norm Powell fighting through whatever, and he gives the Heat the lead. Clarkson gets downhill, stops, reverse pivots, throws it out to Bridges, over to Clarkson. Clarkson on the attack, blows by Fontecchio for the layup and scores. Jordan Clarkson, determination. Look at the determination. Over to Fontecchio, walks into a three off the back rim, and McBride gets the rebound. He had more time than he thought he had, but Carl shoots a three now, and he's off the back rim. Khalil Weir skies for the rebound. Pella Larson with the ball. Picks up his dribble, gets it over to Davion. Yes, Bernie the Heat mascot is in the building. Mitchell bumps off Clarkson, and my stream just went out. What just happened? They just kicked me out the NBA app. Yo, what's going on? I'm sick. Let me go back to it quickly. That was wild. Was that layup so good they just kicked me out the app? And oh, I'm back in. And Davion Mitchell gets fouled by Clarkson, throws up the floater, and gets fouled. There we go. Oh, look at y'all two. Long lost family. For the 3-point play, Davion rattles it in. He'd have a 2-point lead, 101-99. Talking about Thanksgiving, what do y'all do for Thanksgiving? Like, I mean, what do y'all eat besides do y'all even eat the turkey? Or as Clarkson shoots a corner three, he misses. Khalil Weir. Brisket. Oh, brisket's a good option there. I like brisket. I'm not a big fan of the turkey itself, to be honest with you. Ball over to Mitchell. Mitchell left side to Powell. Powell drives on Shamet. Gets into the paint, throws up the floater, rolls around and scores. Norman Powell knocks it down. You don't get invited to get out of here, Sierra. Yo, what's happening? Everything's like buffering now. Am I doing too much? My my screen just froze. I'm tight. I think Verizon playing games with me now. Hold on, y'all. My stream just my broadcast just froze. I'm so upset right now. This has never happened to me. Play by play. Let's go Gamecast. Really gets back up. Heat up 105.99. Looks like I'm pretty far behind now. Davion Mitchell made a layup there. And they just came back. Heat in a timeout. There we go. Heat going to it. Oh, the Knicks took a timeout as Davion Mitchell has been on an absolute tear. They're showing the left hand scoop from him again. Heat up 105.99. All right, let me put up the box score in the meantime. 99-105 is the score. Let me look at what y'all be eating for Thanksgiving. Mad said I had the opportunity to go to the Cowboys game this week. You couldn't afford to stay in Vegas any longer. Vegas was running your pockets. Sierra said I like turkey legs, but brisket is good. No, I like turkey legs, but like when people be trying to chop up like the breast and stuff, it's like, nah, I'm cool, man. I don't care how much gravy you throw on that. I am cool. I like cranberries. It's not the same as picking them from the source in Alaska, but when I'm buying from the store, I used to make, not for Thanksgiving, just on the side note, I used to make like cranberry pineapple juice in my juicer. We're in the commercial right now. Heat up 105.99. Don't stop the party. Mr. 305. Yeah. I bought a juicer, a good juicer. This is not an ad, but it's called a Nama Wells. My first purchase when I moved into my new place. And I was juicing every day. Pineapple is really good with everything. I'll be making pineapple orange with ginger. Then pineapple cranberry with ginger. I gotta put ginger in everything. It gives you that nice little burn, and it has some good health properties as well. Oh, I haven't done mint. I do celery. I do use celery. I use apples, carrots. I was making beet juice mixed with stuff from my mom, turmeric, ginger. He knows. Damn. Only old men make beet juice? That's funny. That's hilarious. All right, game is back on. Miles McBride. Out to Bridges. Bridges throws it out to McBride. Top of the key three. No. Yes. He misses. And Spo was on the court saying, yo, let's get it moving. Get it up the court. Heat on a 7-0 run here in the last 2 minutes. Davion down the lane. Ware gets the loose ball, goes up, gets fouled, and one, and gives him a little flex. Hello. Ware super engaged tonight. Davion with the drive, it gets it stripped. It bobbles its way to Kel'el Ware. He picks it up, power dribble, and goes up and lays it in with the left. See, when he's engaged, he looks so much different. He just got to be engaged all the time. Can't be letting these dudes out here push you around. And he knocks down the free throw for the 3-point play. 108 to 99. Hart lobs it over to Karl-Anthony Towns. He lays it in, gets fouled, and scores. They're just dicing the Heat up. They get the ball up, 1-2 passes, and it's a layup. Where a little late there. You gotta see that coming. Dude's over here complaining, and they called a foul. Like, they called it. Carl knocks down the free throw for the 3-point play. It's a 6-point game, 108, 102. Heat with the ball as Jaquez, Davion, Larson, Powell, and Ware. Jaquez down the lane, spins in, throws up the right-hand floater. Ware, putback dunk. Hello, Ware. I see you, my boy. He made a promise to Udonis Haslam, and he's living up to that promise tonight. Pass down to Karl-Anthony Towns, and it goes out of bounds. 3:31 to go. Kalel with 16 points, 14 rebounds. My boy Kalel putting in that work. Ball over to Larson, over to Davion. Davion, cross court to Jaquez. Pump fakes for three in the left corner, doesn't take it. Out to Norm. Norm guarded by Shamit. Right to left crossover. Step back. Baseline 2 is good. Norm, Powell, timeout called by Mike Brown and the Knicks. The Heat turning the screws here, up in the offense. Some good shot making here as they take an extended lead over the Knicks. Kel'el Ware being the catalyst of it all. Putbacks and ones, and of course, our leading scorer, Norm Powell, step back, fall away, baby, from the baseline, cashes out. No Landry Shamet voodoo tonight. Yeah, Heat need this game. Heat need this game. And Josh Hart a little frustrated there. Yeah, go to the bench, bum. Let me stop. I'm talking crazy. Look at that. If you're watching the broadcast, look at the Heat having a grand the attendees having a grand old time. Yeah, I got a little out of character there. He's not a bum, but he was talking crazy last game. Talking about F wrong with them when he scored on one of my team players. They playing DMX, rest his soul, but damn, that's what I was. This goes back to that conversation I was talking to y'all earlier, not earlier, but on one of the streams before. Like they be like old music is so timeless. Ball over to Mikal Bridges, over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart out to McBride, top of the key three, and he rattles it in. Good play out the timeout. Yeah, DMX. Yonkers legend. Yonkers, New York. You got the raspy voice. Oh, Jaquez loses the ball, but it goes right to Ware. He throws it out to Norman Powell with 5 on the shot clock. 4, 3, 2. Norman to the paint. Pump fakes, goes up, gets blocked by Bridges. Long arm of the law there. And Josh Hart with the ball. Gets it over to Towns. Towns looks like he traveled there. Towns pump fake, throws up the 3 and misses. Larson, outlet over to Ware, and then Hart saves it. Oh, the Heat doing stupidness. Shamit over to Karl-Anthony Towns, guarded by Pella Larson. Towns down the lane, throws it out, and they call an offensive foul on Towns for throwing that forearm out. Yeah, DMX was popular late 90s, early 2000s. Like early to mid 2000s. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Yeah, the Knicks look all out of sorts here. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the biggest DMX fan, but I did respect the talent. Norman Powell down the lane, gets into the paint, gets blocked. So the Knicks turning up the defensive end to see if they can capitalize as McBride has it. McBride for 3. Oh, Miles McBride knocks down the 3. Contested 4-point game here. Gets it over to Davion. Heat have had a couple empty trips since they went on that run. Too much ISO ball. They got to continue to move the ball and get into the paint here. Davion drives left. Davion into the paint. Oh, dangerous pass out to Norm. Norm floater from the foul line off the back rim, and Carl with the rebound. Miles McBride crossover, gets into the paint, throws it over to Bridges. Bridges in the corner. Out top to Shamit, over to Hart. Hart looking for McBride. He's been the hot hand. Get it down to Karl Anthony Towns. They rotate over, gets blocked from behind, but fouled by Jaquez. He can never make these games easy, man. They're looking to see if they're gonna review it. I don't think they will. They said no review. So Karl Anthony Towns at the line for 2 free throws. Knicks responded with a run here. Karl Anthony Towns knocks down the first free throw. Heat team, man. They were on a roll here, and then 4 stupid possessions in a row. 4 dumb possessions in a row, and the Knicks have climbed right back within almost a 2-point game here. If Cat makes this free throw. Free throw for Cat, and he knocks it down. So it's a 2-point game. It was just like an 8-point game here with 1:10 to go. Jaquez has to get the ball in. He gets it all the way into Norman Powell. Norman Powell into the paint. Layup is up and good. Whoa, that got scary there. I thought he wasn't going to be able to get the ball in. They throw it all the way length of the court. Norman Powell's wide open. He drives to the lane and lays it in. 114, 110. I got to sit up now. Karl Anthony Towns pump fakes for 3. McBride steps back for a 3 and is off. Come on, and the Heat slow it down, but coach is saying let's go. 4-point game, 114, 110. Davion at the line. After the half court. Davion on the drive into the paint. Jump pass over to Wiggins. He steps in for 2. We need it, and he doesn't deliver. You can't believe they called you Maple Jordan. Shamet transition 3, and he misses. Fight for the rebound. Hart gets it. Over to Towns. Towns for 3. Oh, my gosh. Timeout Heat. Karl Anthony Towns buries the 3. Offensive rebounds. We just cannot grab a rebound, bro. At a crucial time. We got to stop. Shamet shoots a 3. Jump for the rebound. Hart out jumps Kel'el Ware and Wiggins. They leave Karl Anthony Towns wide open for 3. And we just can't get the rebound, bro. You gotta be kidding me. This is the same thing that happened in that Cleveland game when we were on stream. This don't make any sense. Cat with a knack with the 3. Good old Clyde, man. Good old Clyde. Is he on the Knicks call? I'm not watching the Knicks broadcast. I'm watching the Heat broadcast. Is it Mike and Clyde? You gotta be kidding me, bro. Yo, we need Bam back ASAP, bro. Dude, we need Bam back ASAP. Dudes cannot grab rebounds. All right, so the shot clock is off. Both teams in the bonus. So first call to action is Heat get the basketball inbounded. Second is protect the ball. The Knicks have to foul. They're gonna probably try and go for the steal or trap, but you have to get the ball inbounds. Jaquez to inbound. You got Davion right there. They get it into Davion and they foul. So Davion will go to the line for 2 free throws here. Oh, they said Davion's 58% from the line. Damn, so get his ass out the game. Put in Drew Smith. Oh, so Davion with some big free throws here. Davion at the line, first of 2. And he's off the back rim. Oh, my days. So that's why they left him open, to try and get the ball. Oh, my gosh. At least make one, Davion. At least make one. You got to make at least one. Second free throw is up, and he buries the second. We'll take it. 2-point game, 115, 113. A 2 ties, a 3 beats you. So Knicks will probably run it all the way down to the end to try and either send this to overtime or go for the win. What would you do? Would you send it to overtime or try and go for the win? Let me end this poll for y'all start changing your answers. Now 62% of y'all said Knicks. So I was I'm probably the one or second person who said Heat. Oh my gosh, this team, bro. Never make anything easy. They were up like 8 points with 2 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes to go. And in the blink of an eye, it was a 1-point game, a 2-point game, bro. 4 stupid possessions in a row. All right, let's see what happens here, people. 21.4 seconds left. Knicks basketball shot clock is off. Would they go for the 3 and the win? Or 2 and the tie? These two teams always compete really hard against each other, no matter who's out there. But McBride, he's been the killer. He's been knocking down threes. Cat just knocked down a 3. So let's see what happens here. If the ball goes up, you have to secure a rebound. All right, so Bridges to inbound on the side by the Heat's bench. Bridges. Oh, barely gets it into McBride. McBride with the ball. Jab step. McBride on the drive. Off balance. 2 is short. But Cat gets the rebound. Gets blocked by Weir. And they call it. They say it's the 2 counts. But they're gonna review it. But no. You gotta be kidding me, bro. They called a goaltend. They're gonna have to review this. So oh, come on. You give them another chance to review here. That's on the way up. That's not even a goaltend. Khalil Weir with the clean block. They fighting for the rebound. And then everybody stops playing and it drops to Josh Hart. Like, so the Knicks will have possession, whether if it doesn't count, the Knicks will have possession. But it looks like everybody stopped playing after that block. They called a whistle, and it just falls into Josh Hart's hand. So that might save the Knicks there. So the Heat are gonna have to make another stop here. But right now they've counted it at 115 on the broadcast. They're reviewing to see if it's actually a goaltend. But the Knicks have another chance to get a free timeout here and draw up a play. So that does us bad here. Oh my gosh, another close Heat game on the broadcast. Salute to everybody who's tuned in. Last time we had the Cavs buzzer beater that I went crazy. The Donovan 3 and then the Wiggins buzzer beater I went crazy off. Yeah, the ball, they say the ball is supposed to be, if the ball is on its way down, it's a goaltend. If it's on its way up, it's not. All right, they say it's a legal block shot. And they say it's a loose ball when the whistle was blown. Wow, so that works out in our favor there. It's a legal block, and the ball was loose when the whistle was blown, so it's a jump ball center circle between any 2 players. So it's a jump ball at half court, 13.2 seconds. Khalil Weir, you better use every inch of that 7'2", 7'3" height, 30-foot wingspan, and get the Heat this basketball. Oh, and Karl Anthony Towns wins the quick tip there. Over to McBride with 7 on the clock. McBride's down the lane, throws up the floater, can't get it. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Fall away for Towns. He misses. Fight for the rebound. Heat get it. And the Heat win. Oh my goodness, bro. We almost gave up 3-4 offensive rebounds. And we still pull out a win. Another win for the Heat. In the clutch there, Karl Anthony Towns not happy with that. He had a wide open fall away jump shot there that just missed. Heart pounding here. Oh my days. So Karl Anthony Towns wins the quick tip. McBride gets the rebound, dribbles quickly up the court, gets into the paint, throws up a left hand missed layup, then gets the ball stripped. He gets it back, fall away jump shot that misses. Fight for the rebound. Davion comes down with it at the end of the game. Wow. Heat pull out the win. We get revenge on those Knickerbockers. Heat moved to 8-6. Knicks dropped to 8-5. They still have not won an away game this season. Yes, sir. Sorry to my Knicks fans. I love y'all, but take that L with you. 8-5. Let me update my standings here. 8-5 there. Khalil Ware. Good stuff, my boy. Game saving block. 8-6 for my boys from South Beach. Salute. Heat win, baby. Let's take a look at the box score. 115, 113. Knicks, Karl, he started off slow, but he finishes with 22 and 15. You have Mitchell Robinson with 5, Bridges with 23, Shamet with 10. He came back down to earth. 25 for McBride. Abasele and DOR with none. 14 for Clarkson and Hart. For my Miami Heat, Wiggins with 6. He had a terrible night. Ware with 16 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks, none bigger than that last one. Davion Mitchell with 18, 19 for Norman Powell. Didn't have the greatest shooting night, but got it done. 13 for Pella Larson. Fontecchio with 14, none for Johnson. Jaime Jaquez with 13 and 4 assists. Jovic with 5, Drew Smith with 11. He hit some big threes down the stretch. Wow. Heat win. We beat the Knicks, get some revenge from Friday, and the Heat go on to win this game. Final score, 115, 113 in a frantic finish down the stretch here. All right, next game for the Miami Heat. They play the Warriors on Wednesday. Let me see what the next game for the Knicks. I think the Knicks play Dallas on Wednesday as well. All right, y'all. That's it from me. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. Really appreciate you guys. I'll be back tomorrow for one of those early games that look good. Not Brooklyn. Sorry, just not Brooklyn. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Until then, it's Jay Jordan. Salute.